He's good.
Do you have some not so good? Well, hello.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. We're live on YouTube. This is Evine. My name is Christine Quanley, and you are?
Justin Zimmer, thanks for joining us. We have a little bit of a different setup. Should be fun, though.
Oh.
We're still going to be able to get to your questions. I got a computer here, so ask all the questions you want, and we'll try to answer as many as we can.
So for those who have chimed in before and viewed before, this is our YouTube show.
Yep.
And we're going to be talking about Invicta. For those, maybe this is your first visit. This is a little more loose.
It is.
A little bit more casual.
I think we can pretty much do what we want until Ken tells us to knock it off, basically.
Ken's right
He's just
there.
standing right there, making sure that
He's
we
all
don't do
in
anything.
black. And so are you, little
I know.
Johnny Cash action.
We're matchy-matchy today. It's it's fun.
Yeah, it's easy. I'm kind of in black, too,
It's
as well.
easy. It's an easy decision.
So if you have any questions,
Sure.
we want to hear them.
Yeah, let us know.
Comments?
I see. So far we have John. Hi, John. How you doing? And John says, hi, Christine and Justin. Very cool.
Hi, John. What's the theme this week?
So the theme this week, I believe, is Jason Taylor. So we have some really cool numbered limited edition pieces, one limited production during this show, too, but some really cool pieces coming up.
And also, we want to honor you for watching and finding us. So we have great values. You can shop the show. But we're going to dive in a little bit more in depth into the story and maybe the specialty of these pieces. So we'll talk a lot about Jason Taylor. He is not coming, I believe, to the show.
I don't think so.
He's
We'll
not
see.
calling
Maybe.
in,
I don't know.
but it will be fun.
Here, John wants to see Ken. Ken, you want to come out here and say hi?
Ken. Okay. Do you hear us talk about Ken? This is Ken Martin.
This is Ken. He keeps everything kind of going in the watch team, and good guy. Comes on all the remotes.
We go to Ken in times of need, so throughout the show, we'll probably have to get some help from Ken.
We'll need some help, definitely. And before we started, we had a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and let us know if that's something maybe you'd like to see, because let us know in the comments. Like if we start a few minutes early and you kind of see things getting
like when you were
set
having
up.
a tantrum?
When I was having a tantrum.
And you were holding your breath?
Ken brought the wrong kind of tea, and then he thought I wanted coffee, and the show almost didn't happen. But luckily,
he found some chai tea.
He figured it out, and we're here.
Yeah. And everything's good.
I think. We'll see.
Okay, so Jason Taylor is the theme. Call in if you're a collector, if you have any questions. We're going to start with, is every piece in the show a reserve?
Not every piece is part of the reserve line. We'll kind of go through the distinction of that, but I think where we should start maybe is who is Jason Taylor.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's dive in.
Of course, you probably already know who that is, but Jason Taylor was a professional football player, played primarily for Miami, a couple other teams. He's now in the Hall of Fame, too, and how this really started was first and foremost a friendship with our CEO. Then they got into watches, and now he's designing pretty much his own line under the Invicta line. So great question, too. So this is an Invicta Reserve piece, but then you have that Jason Taylor badging, which really takes it to the next level.
Question for you. When did this start? When did the partnership start with Jason Taylor?
I think it was like 5 or so years ago. Yeah, it's been a while
and
now.
There's quite a few designs now.
A lot of new designs, really cool pieces. This variation here is actually a hybrid of sorts, so we're kind of merging some of our most complex styles into one piece. So we're going to have the Sub-Aqua Specialty case design and the bracelet. You get into a really cool Bolt Zeus bezel that we've ported over, and then the Sub-Aqua Noma crown and function pushers on this piece. Sub-Aqua Noma 5 crown and function pusher. So this is definitely one of the most highly sought after and gorgeous hybrids that we have out there right now. And this is 640-625. Really great price of $429. Keep in mind too, numbered limited edition to 999 pieces.
So what we're doing is giving you a savings. It's 33% off. We do have 6 value pays, most like what we're doing right now on air. We're doing for the show. It's $71.67. Choices. If you want the black blue, call. Order, because we have about, well, under 20, and the Silvertone Black we have under 40. This is a heavy design.
It's heavy.
This is a beefy design.
You know, but that's what's great about these timepieces, right? Because they're not hollow. I think you're onto something there. The gun show.
I pulled something.
Did you?
Yeah, it's okay.
It's possible.
Ken will take care of that with
It's
chai tea latte.
Happens.
So yeah, it's a heavier, beefier design.
It's heavier, and that's because it's solid. And you know, in the watch collecting community, that's really what you want, right? That piece that's extremely, of high quality. So this is that Sub-Aqua specialty case and cradle design system. That's that Jason Taylor badging. It's all mirror polished. This is that complex bezel that I was talking about from that Zeus line. The movement too is very fun. It's the Ronda 5040F. That's a master calendar, which means you have a lot of complications or information. So you're going to notice you have your month, you're going to have your day of the week. Your date is actually on this additional hand that's read on the outer track.
So really, it's like 5 subdials, 3. Look at how cool that is.
Isn't that cool?
Very layered.
Yep.
So that's what a master calendar means?
Master calendar is giving you a day, date, month as well. So, very, very complex movement. And it's a chronograph, so it allows you to track elapsed time.
Do you want to touch up? Look at that
No,
mirrored
I said
case.
before, no mirrors.
Look at that mirrored case. It comes with it. So this is a dive case.
It's a 3-slot dive case. It's a limited edition case. The just regular flat colored case is a $50 value. This is that highly sought after mirrored edition, and here's how it looks on the wrist. Just for size perspective, I have a 7-inch wrist, so you can see what that 50 millimeter timepiece looks like on my wrist. 20 millimeters thick. Let's see. We have a couple of new people joining us. We have Michael saying hi.
Hi, Michael.
John's commenting some more.
Hi, John.
Let's see. And Adam. Adam's here too.
Oh.
Adam says he's watching in his car.
But not driving, Adam.
I drive and watch all the time. It's okay. Right? Is it okay? Maybe it's not okay.
No, that's not okay.
Is that not suggested?
That's not suggested. That's when you as a parent say, do what I say, not as I do. You can shop the show. We're live on air. Check it out. It's all about Jason Taylor, partnership with Evine in the Football Hall of Fame, and his collection is growing and growing and growing. What are the collectors saying about his line?
With collectors, really, they've come to know that when you get into a JT piece, it's special. The executions, and we were talking about this before we started the show, he's really known for these really cool color executions that are highly sought after. So when you see that JT badging, you're getting into something extremely special. We had a couple of questions on our live show on the network a few days ago if he was going to be on the cruise coming up in February. I'm not sure. I haven't heard. I know he was supposed to be on the original, the first cruise, but it didn't turn out. So I'm not sure. I have not heard.
Guy.
I have not heard. But just in case, if you have a Jason Taylor piece, maybe bring that JT dive case with so he could sign it. But I'm not sure.
And Ken, there's still rooms, right, for the Invicta cruise?
It's over 80% gone now. So if you go to invictacruise.com, you can actually get your cabin there. I think it's February 23rd through the 26th, but it's very limited right now. Extremely fun time. The ship's going to be completely full of Evine personalities. We broadcast live from the ship.
So we're going to go now to an excursion, correct?
Yes.
Now we have one choice. It's going to be really simple. It's going to be black, but this one, what's special about this one? Lots of carbon fiber.
Very cool design. You see a lot of carbon fiber when you talk about the Jason Taylor collections too, because he's very much into high performance race cars. So you get into these really cool color combos, the black and the red, and then you have that large weave carbon fiber on the dial here. This is another reserve piece, and there's a lot of history in this watch, guys. Keep in mind, when we originally launched the Reserve Excursion many, many years ago, over 10 years ago, that's when we saw the first generation Bolt, the first generation S1 Racer design. I mean, this was a huge time. But there's a departure with this watch where typically it's all mirror polished. In fact, that's where we developed that mirror polish technique is on this timepiece. This one's brushed.
Look at this.
So it gives it more of that matte finish to it.
There is a cool factor to this.
There's definitely a cool factor.
It's brush, it's understated, but I'd say it's a really strong, powerful design. That red is that contrast and that carbon fiber gives you a lot of texture. It also comes with a die case that is included. This retails for $910. You want to put this one on?
I do want to put this one on.
$910. Our price is $229.99. And I'm hearing we have under 50, correct, on this one, Jamie? Under 50. That looks
Very
good
limited.
on.
And you know, this watch too is built to true professional dive specifications, guys. That's all about quality. I know, you know, we talk about, you know, water resistance, and maybe you're thinking, you know what, I'm not going to go into the water with this piece. It's ultimately that structural integrity of the design to keep the water out of the case. So it's a high degree of quality when we talk about true professional dive instruments. Now, kind of going back to the original Reserve Excursion, we do have a couple of sections that are mirror polished. You're going to notice the function pushers are done that way, so you can see that beautiful contrast between the matte or the brushed finish and the high polish, and that's done in the bezel too. And this is generation 1, guys. So we have a fixed bezel with that kind of pyramid style design here, but then that continues onto that bracelet.
Really cool.
Isn't that cool? One of the most gorgeous bracelets we have ever crafted to date. That is beautiful.
And that it's just that brushed. It just gives it such depth. Now the question of this at 50 millimeters, I know that's kind of hard.
Sure.
Is that standard now?
That's a great question. You know, one time I had said something on air on the network. I said, you know, this is a mid-sized watch, and social media like blew up. Like Justin Zimmer just said 50. That's a huge watch. He just said that's mid-size, and it was like a big thing.
He said he watches while he drives.
You know, it's terrible. It's a terrible thing. But here's the thing. I understand. You know, we still build a lot of those watches in the 40 millimeter range. Very classic. Love that size. It's just that for the majority of watches we build for the guys, they're in the 50 millimeter range. Well, definitely with Invicta, this is almost mid-size for the guys. We do go into that 70 millimeter build with the Generation 2 Sea Hunter, which is oversized, okay? But if you're a guy that's used to wearing a 40 millimeter watch, I understand. I mean, this is big, but this is kind of what we do here.
How's it feel on?
It feels great. You're going to notice that all Invicta timepieces are built properly, so you have that curvature. It sits on your wrist. You don't have to worry about it sliding off. Combine that with the bracelet that is built properly, that doesn't kink or bind, and it gives you all-day wearability on this piece. Another thing that we're really known for, high degree of fit and finish on the watch, and that's where you're seeing those gorgeous finishing techniques.
That's about the wearability. I mean, it's great to have a watch, but it's about wearing it, enjoying it. And there are some that just collect that don't wear, but majority are collecting and wearing. So change it up. This is the first one that we've done on a strap. So this is a silicone strap. 2 different choices. We have the white black and the red black. So we have a Venom.
Yep.
Right?
So this is
an Excursion. Now we're going to go to a Venom.
Yep. So this
Jason
is
Taylor.
technically a sub-aqua. Okay. You know, the sub-aqua line, very historic. I know when we talk about, you know, Invicta, right away we gravitate a lot of times towards Lupas and things like that, which are huge styles too. But you know, when we talk about sub-aqua, this is a huge collection, definitely iconic. Starting with the Nomas, we kind of had some offshoots over the years. First in the Venom, which was built as a structurally superior build. I mean, we talk about water resistance. This is over 3,000 feet of water resistance on this piece, so it's really that quality build. And then a couple of years later we got into that sub-aqua specialty, and that's kind of where we started the show. So kind of fun history lesson even here. This is a little bit different than the Generation 1 though. This is a Generation 2 built on a Generation 1 platform case. So Generation 2 bezel sophistication, once again mirror polish, but not just on the bezel, but the case too. Generation 2.
Looks like patent leather.
Isn't that cool? Crown and function pushers. It's a stunning, stunning watch.
Okay, now I'm going to show you. Now, when you're looking right here at this side, you can see all of that depth. Would that be considered a deep dish? How would you explain that?
Absolutely, yeah. You know, anytime you get into a watch that's this thick, to it's 20 millimeters thick, it allows us to really play with the dial. So we get these really cool deep dish builds that gives you great depth and dimension. So it looks like, I mean, the structures are just kind of like, you know, popping out of the watch, right? The huge globe luminous markers. We've done a really cool mother of pearl dial on this piece too, which is stunning.
Oh, there you can see it.
Isn't that cool? And then you're going to have that Invicta Reserve logo on the end of the chronograph second hand, but then you have that JT badging once again at the 12, indicating that level of quality that you're getting on your wrist. Keep in mind too, we have this theme today. It's Jason Taylor. That's what JT stands for. Was that professional football players working with us now side by side, designing these gorgeous pieces. You probably have seen him on the show too. We actually, in Cabo, we had a couple of shows with him. He's a great guy. If you ever get a chance, definitely talk to him. He's a down-to-earth guy.
A lot of charity work. I think that's how ALO first met him, was through some charity work.
Yeah, they were friends definitely through their charities. Of course, at Invicta we have Invicta Cares, and we've done some really amazing things. And then Jason Taylor has the JT Foundation, and we kind of get together and even collaborate on some things too. So it's fun.
I'm feeling very powerful right now.
Right?
I mean, I always feel powerful, but then I've just added it to another level. I put this on. I have a 6-inch wrist. Now, I want to say is for the guys.
Sure.
But it still feels really good on. Now, there's a sizable thickness to this. It's 52 millimeters. It's just that wonderful case design that's about that build. That's that quality. That's that attention to detail.
The case design, is top notch here. Definitely, that strap is silicone, so it's extremely comfortable. It does. So I just want to be clear here. We just had a comment by is that Mao MAU? It says just tuned in. Love the JT orange. I think he's talking about this one. It looks orange on the screen, but this is red. I mean, this is
in orange too. Yeah, it's red. You're right.
This is like as red gets, by the way, guys. So it's not orange.
True.
So if you do want to order this, it's not like an orange. It's completely red.
Good call. Yeah, it is. It's red.
Okay.
The beautiful mother of pearl. It's like it's a black mother of pearl. Gorgeous color. What are those subdials giving us? What information?
So with the subdials in this one, because this is a nice 8172 movement, it's kind of a hybrid of sorts. So you're going to have your chronograph complication again, which is your ability to track elapsed time. You have your date at the 4 o'clock, but then you have your day of the week that's been done at the kind of the 9 o'clock position. So all the complications that you really need here. Or no, it's at the 6 o'clock. I'm sorry, 6 o'clock position, day of the week.
And this is a limited edition as well?
Numbered limited edition. I can show you on the back of this piece of 999 pieces. The vast majority are limited to 999 watches. That means once they're gone, we can never produce these again. We did produce a very high carat black diamond piece that was limited to 99, but I don't think we ever built 99 pieces. And the reason why we use the number 99 is because primarily JT's number was 99 when he was playing professionally. There are a few watches that are limited productions. They're not numbered like the one you see on your screen there, which is the Cordoba. This one is a limited production. It's not numbered on the back, but that's going to be the most economical way to get into this line of 129.
Look at Jamie over there pulling that up. Nice. Took your vitamins today.
That's not your first day, right?
It's not.
My gosh. It does come with a dive case too. The
this
last
one too?
This one too.
Okay.
This one too. Okay. One of the coolest bezels that we're getting to next. So now we're changing it up. We have. This is a Bolt Zeus, right? Did I get that right?
This is a Zeus, and this one's done. It's one of the I think it's only a couple, we've only done meteorite a couple of times in the JT line, and this is one of those times.
So this is silver on silver on silver. With the meteorite, lots of it that really is the celebration. So would you call that an exotic material?
Oh, definitely.
I mean, as exotic as can be.
Yeah, I mean, it's that material that everybody looks for.
The most exotic.
As a watch collector, it's really exciting because if you think about what you have on the inside of this watch, you have material on the inside of this watch that's as old as the rock you're standing on right now, which is Earth. It's 4.5 billion years old. But it's terrestrial age. That's when it hit Earth. It was about 220, 240 million years ago. And then when it hit Earth, it creates an area called a strewn field. That then is collected. We procured the material. We sent it to our dial factories, sliced it up, and now you can own a piece of that space rock. What I love about that, this is very exclusive, by the way. Not only is it a numbered limited edition of 999 pieces, you're going to be the only one in the world, right, that gets this piece of meteorite.
Oh, right.
Because it's not just, like a metal dial. I mean, this has its own kind of look to it because of the striations or the markings. It makes it unique.
It's a natural resource.
It's natural, and as we slice this, you get that unique look.
So this retails for $1,400. It is $679.99, or if you want to do the value pay, you'll get 6 months to pay for it. It's $113.34 on a value pay. That's a 30% savings. Okay, now question for you.
Yeah.
When they decide to use the meteorite dial,
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be a special watch? I mean, because it's such a small,
Yeah.
just really resource that
It's
they
not
have.
a-
I mean, how do they choose? Like, okay,
Yeah, it's a
this
finite-
is special enough, we're going to use.
Yeah, it's a finite resource. It definitely goes into, you know, really cool, high quality builds that are very interesting, like this piece. So it just makes it even more collectible, in my opinion, to do it into something with the JT line too. And with this watch, since we're talking about it, highly complex. Now, when we had the Excursion,
Yeah.
was talking about back in the day, you know, when we were really putting out these styles that were so exciting. That was the Generation 1 Bolt at the same time as that Reserve Excursion. But with the Bolt series, kind of the lineage or like how this was built upon is very fascinating, because Gen 1 to Gen 2 to Gen 3 Bolt didn't change that much. I mean, there were, at the time, I guess they were pretty big advancements, but now that you look back from Generation 3 to the Jump, to the Leap, to the Bolt Zeus was fascinating. I mean, like, no one had ever seen anything like this. In fact, we were working on this design for quite some time. 3 years in research and development, 3 years in R&D to actually get this watch done properly. So that alone, for this price, I think, like, what company, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, spends 3 years of research and development and then allows you to put something on your wrist for this price.
And you know, when you think about it, it's 3 years and you still don't know if it's going to come out to be what you want it to be. I
Sure.
mean, that's about tenacity. So with this design, is the cable what is the kind of the iconic
It's center.
theme?
Yeah, it's
There's
the
a
center
lot
of
of cable in
attention.
this one.
There's a lot of cable on this build, definitely. You know, on the bezel, both sides of the case, down the bracelet of this piece too. So very, very fascinating.
Anybody chiming in there, Justin? Anybody new?
Let's see.
You got the core solid.
I don't
group
think we
there?
have. Yeah, we got some the core people. We don't have anybody new. If you have any questions, guys, let us know.
And if you have any
Let's see.
answers, let us know.
Might be missing a few a few answers. Yeah.
We're going to go to a strap watch. In your collection,
Yeah.
do you have more bracelets or more strap watches?
You know, that's a good question. A lot of times.
Is it a good question,
It is a
really?
good. It's a great question, because a lot of times with watch collectors, there's a very clearly defined. You know, I don't like straps, or I only wear bracelets, or I don't like bracelets, I only wear straps. To me, I guess there's, you know, an attraction or a pros and cons to both.
You mix
So
it up?
I mix it up, yeah, and people ask me about my collection all the time too. With my collection, it's always changing. I give away a lot of pieces, of course, you know, in the industry that I'm in, I get a lot of new pieces too. So it's just always evolving, but it usually hovers around, you know, the 40-ish, 50-ish kind of number. But I know there's a lot of collectors that have a lot more than that. Now, the reason this one is actually being set apart from the other styles that we've seen so far, this is also a Venom. A new generation of a Venom. We showed you a Generation 2. This is, so you can kind of see that kind of DNA. So we're taking that platform but heavily modifying the bezel on this piece again. But really what I want to get into on this is the Hall of Fame edition.
Yes.
The first Hall of Fame edition. So we built this specifically to commemorate Jason Taylor being inducted into the Hall of Fame. So you're going to get that 99 on the dial. You have his signature done at the 8 o'clock position. And then if you turn this around, you actually have JT's kind of likeness on the back.
Okay.
It's a medallion
There it
case
is,
back.
right.
It's
There
only
we
been
go.
done in
Nice.
a handful of styles. And the story that he told, this is funny, when we were in Cabo, he's great on air, by the way. You know, a lot of times he's almost shy about his career, but he really opened up about it this year in Cabo. And he was talking about this image, and he said, this is what he said, this was modeled after, it was like a touchdown celebration, which, you know, he didn't have that many touchdowns because he, you know, is defense, right?
Right.
So you celebrated those times. But the funny thing is, he said, I don't want to upset anybody, but I'm pretty sure it was against Minnesota. Right, the Vikings. And then I thought that, I chuckled because if you ever notice, whenever you see the great highlights, it's always against Minnesota. Why is that? Is it just, you know, right? Anyways, it was fun.
Okay, choices for you. If you want the silver tone, we have about a dozen. If you want the gold tone, three of you can get this. This too is a limited edition.
It's a numbered limited edition on this build too of 999 pieces. It's printed on the outer track, I believe. Typically what you've seen so far with the Jason Taylor, it's been kind of in the center of the watch, but here, you're gonna, oh, it's down here. So right under the Hall of Fame where it says Hall of Fame, it's printed down there. So that's gonna be out of right down here, out of 999 pieces. But check out this case back. The case back
Now you can see the
itself
relief.
is a piece of artwork that's been done on this watch, guys. This is one of the, when I first showed some of these coming up on social media when they were still in kind of like pre-production, it's like one of the images was just a case back.
Oh,
that
really?
was it. And so many people got excited because, I mean, when have you seen something like this? You're going to have a signature up there too. I mean, this is such a beautiful watch, guys. I mean, we're talking
on the jersey,
about
the 99 on the jersey.
Yep.
I mean, you can see that relief. Super cool.
And then, of course, with this version, which we're calling gold tone, you have the Miami colors
Yes.
here too, and so those have been extremely
Oh,
popular.
And the silver tone too.
Yep, Miami colors. And then one thing that's cool here too, very innovative, by the way, and when we originally launched this, nobody really talked about this. Typically on a Venom, this is solid. What we've done now is we've machined out these sections. You can see that I can actually put the pointer right in there. And then we've applied these huge blocks with that 60-second scale, but we're maintaining kind of that DNA with the scallop sections.
Cool. Integrated
with the,
right
yep,
into the strap.
everything. But even look at the detail here when we're talking about Miami colors.
Yeah.
So the lug system done in that premium steel, plated, very unique color, by the way, in that aqua color. And then you have the orange too.
So it's $190 off. It's available in the gold tone, just a couple there, and then the silver tone, not that many more, about a dozen, 52 millimeters, a very strong design. And these are all takes on Invicta through the inspiration and the love of watches from Jason Taylor, which is a big deal, and Hall of Fame celebrating that. That's got to be one of his, I would say, well, most proud designs, don't you think? The
I
Hall
think
of
so.
Fame one?
Hall of Fame is big.
I mean, that's
so here, we're
big.
probably not supposed to talk about this, but it's YouTube, right? So we have a new person, Frank, but something happened there.
What happened to Frank?
Frank, you removed your message.
Were you keeping it Frank? Frankly, Frank, I would like to know.
I'm just curious. When you see message retracted, does that mean that you were trying to comment me on something, or I don't know?
Or you were just, sometimes
Or maybe
you're
Christine.
thinking about what you're going to say. This is really fun for me. I do a lot of fashion shows. I do a lot of home, a lot of kitchen. I'm hoping to do more Invicta shows, but it's really fun because I get to really learn about you, the collectors, and this line, which is our #1 selling line here at Evine. But now, when did 18 something when it was first came to be?
1837
Wow.
is the date, so it is pushing 200 years. If we want to really get into the history, though, we can do that. In 1991, we relaunched the brand with the Pro Diver. You hear that quite a bit. Now, I heard somebody on social media said one time, "Where were the Invictas in the late 60s and the early 70s?" Well, to be clear, there really wasn't Invicta at that point, and that's because of the quartz invasion, the quartz revolution, because Invicta, like the vast majority of the Swiss-made brands, thought it was a fad, thought it was devaluing.
In the 70s, really, when the quartz revolution happened?
It was in the early 60s,
Okay.
devaluing what it was. So they just wanted to build mechanicals. Really, that's all they wanted to do. So they stayed true to that, which turned out to be a mistake. For Invicta, for a lot of the Swiss brands, a lot of brands went out of business. You never saw them again. So what we did is we had taken that historic brand and relaunched it in 1991. And since that day, we've been one of the most progressive watch companies in the industry, designing, we have multiple different
prolific.
collections,
Oh, my
thousands of
goodness.
different executions. And of course, we're doing quartz, mechanicals, mechanical automatics, really, really cool things.
Okay, so right now we have a Cordoba. This is a Cordoba quartz for you. 2 different choices. You can either choose the red or the white. Pretty easy to decide which one. But it's a nice open dial. It's a nice size too. I mean, that's a 52 millimeter, but some of the most beautiful mother of pearl.
Isn't that cool? So this is a limited production piece. So this isn't a numbered limited edition, okay? But it comes in the case. It's $129. This is the best, the most economical way to test the JT collection. This Cordoba is very special too. It's kind of a modification from the original design, if you're familiar with some of the more limited production pieces. The Interceptor, I guess, is what I've been thinking about. The Cordoba Interceptor is kind of a take on that style. So very, very cool. It has the vented system on the strap, guys.
Oh, let me show
This
you
is a
that.
fun piece.
That's cool. It's 57. Oh my, 57% off. There's
John,
a flare.
John, did you just comment retracted? Because that's hilarious, John. I wish I would have thought about that.
Hashtag retracted.
And then John's asking about my beard. Okay, here's
Oh,
the
what does he
thing.
wanna know
I just
about
wanted
it?
to try a different look, and I came in one day and I just hadn't shaved, and the vice president here, I was walking around working kind of in the watch area, and they said maybe you should show.
Oh, okay.
His beard or mine.
Well, Ken, the reason why, the true story is the reason why I'm trying the beard is because Ken looks so great with that beard. But no, I came upstairs and I kind of had this thing going on, and I said, hey, I should keep this. And they said, oh, I don't know. Maybe you should go talk to Matthew, see if he thinks it's okay. Matthew's a big guy around here, right? So I kind of stuck my face in the doorway and asked him, and he liked it. So technically it was approved at that point, in my opinion, for on-air use.
And I need to tell you guys something, because I saw you this morning and you had a baby face. You've grown that in a couple of hours.
Couple hours? It was at least 3 or 4 hours.
It's been a couple of months for you.
Listen,
I'm not saying, but you got your legs are amazingly hairy.
It was like 3 or 4
but
hours.
This is like 3-4 hours,
but
right?
I need, a couple more hours, and it's gonna be good. Don't worry about it. But
it's
then
ZZ Top by the end of the day.
But then get this. So I had it for like a week, and then I went down to Cabo, but it didn't kind of fit with the Cabo look, because we have somebody that kind of does the whole, the backgrounds and takes care of the models and everything.
Yeah.
So it was requested. It was requested that I shave. So I did, but now I'm back, and we'll see how long it goes. I don't know. I bring a shaver with every time, just in case somebody says, "That's it. Get rid of it." Mm-hmm. So ready at any time. We have another question. John loves your ring.
Oh, Victoria Wick. John.
Oh, cool.
Both of these.
Both of them. Everything.
Yep, all the jewelry I'm wearing. She has a today's
I'm
top
Sonia
value that's
Baton
coming
right
up.
here.
Are you?
Yeah, she actually. I worked with her. I created my wife's wedding band and engagement ring too.
Sweet cat.
I love Sonia
too.
too.
You know that his wife, he married very well. That's all I have to say. She's your better 3/4.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The mother of pearl. I mean, this is a huge. Is this a solid piece of mother of pearl that they've done here?
Yeah. So high quality mother of pearl. Here's the reason why you get such a high quality mother of pearl from Invicta. It's because we've been working with the companies for a very, very long time, and we buy so much of it. So we really get the first kind of looks, and we get the first chance to get into this gorgeous material. Real quick, I want to get some more questions here. I know we had somebody that was asking about Star Wars. I don't remember if it was Michael or John. I know everybody's waiting for Star Wars. So far, you have really only seen one watch, which sold out in 7 minutes. And the reason why we brought that forward, we actually had it flown in, was because for Force Friday, we wanted to have something special for that day. So we did that. We will have some more stuff coming up. Hopefully we have something in December. If not, though, we're going to have a lot of new styles in February. And I think the question was, how many styles? Tons. Tons of new styles coming up. We were kind of throwing around ideas months ago about a meteorite Death Star piece, which I thought was a fantastic idea. It wasn't my idea. It actually came from the network here. And no one was really kind of listening to that idea. So I passed that on, and I'm like, it's like the coolest thing ever. And it's going to happen. I haven't really seen the final executions, but it's going to be cool. But multiple different Star Wars themes coming up, and Marvel.
Okay.
And I think on the ship, too, we're going to have theme parties, too. So we're going to have Marvel parties. So you got to bring your Marvel costume.
Yeah, you got to play the part. So
Yeah.
how can we connect with you? Because I know that you give us a lot of
Are we wrapping this up?
Yeah, we
are. Because I'm just starting to have a good
You're
time
just warming
here.
up right now, and the beard is going to be growing and growing before our eyes, which is
That's what I mean. It's like paint drying. We could do this for. Technically it's YouTube. Or Invicta Online Live, so we could literally do a marathon here if we
I'm
wanted
good to go. I have to
We
call.
could
I have
order
to cancel
some
some
pizzas.
appointments.
We could order some pizzas. We could get some beers.
Yeah.
Sure. Got nothing better to do.
You guys cool with that? Let's just keep it going.
Will says Santa beard for Christmas. Michael, what's your last comment? It says, why couldn't you wear the beard in Cabo? I think I answered that question. We'll see. We're going to be back in December in Florida. I feel like this is kind of a November, December look, but I'm not in charge of that.
I think it's lumberjack chic, and I think that if you guys write in
Listen,
and
no, we
say,
can't wear plaid. There's no plaid allowed. It's a thing. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, it's a thing.
How
There's
about
no
bib
plaid.
overhauls?
Well, I think that's a positive.
That's a possibility.
We should do that.
So if you
in
could-
the short with the shorts.
Right. No shirt underneath the bib overhauls.
We'll
I
get
think that's a little bit more
some
Cabo.
jorts.
Some jorts, which are
jean
really
shorts
big, yeah,
with,
or culottes,
with
maybe.
suspenders. Mm-hmm. At that point, I think you'd have to get into some plaid. I don't know.
But what we're going to do
Let's
is
see.
that you're going to write in and say, keep the beard. We want, to know
Ooh.
what your little take is
Michael
on the
here.
beard. Michael.
Throwing some comments your way. Some
is it
Christine. It says Christine is always. Wait for it. Always Beautiful. There you go. Exclamation point.
Well,
They're telling us we have to wrap this up.
Now I want to stay
Although
now that I've heard from
Vincent
Michael.
wants us to keep going. Come on down to Florida. I'll buy you a beer. That sounds like a great idea. We are there a couple of times during the year.
Could you buy me a plane ticket and a beer? Then
Okay. Here's a good question. Frank says, "What happened to the sneak peeks of upcoming watches?" That's a good question. We used to do that, right? Of like upcoming.
Ken.
If you're going to blame somebody, you blame Ken. Ken's the guy that we complain to. We blame about everything. So Ken, his email is Kate. No, I'm just kidding.
His home address is, he's home at certain times of the day. Okay, when's the next one, Jamie? Next Wednesday? Wednesday, 11 p.m. Eastern, the next YouTube Invicta show.
Yeah, I don't know if that's me.
Maybe we'll bring
Might be
back
Ryan.
the sneak peeks. Yeah, we don't know who's going to show up.
But I think sneak peeks are a great idea. We should bring that back.
So Jason Taylor, there's even more Jason Taylor online. They can
Absolutely,
check that as well.
Just go to evine.com in the search bar. I think you can just type in Jason Taylor. It's going to populate that page with everything that's available. Really cool things going on there.
Okay, you've got to do your aromatherapy or whatever you've got going on next.
Me, I'm going to concentrate on the beard.
Okay. Bye. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.